will start. Share my screen.
I'd also like to remind you all to please mute yourself because we're hearing someone's television program in the background. Thank you.
I have the participants list pulled up, so I will go ahead and do that. But seeing that we're live now, I'm going to go ahead and start this meeting. So welcome all to the meeting on the 6th today. I'm very glad to see you all and that we have such great attendance today. That's what I like to see. Some preliminary items as usual. We're going to go ahead and call this meeting to order at 12:04 p.m. Making a note of that here. We're going to go ahead and then move to roll call to establish quorum. As always, I have this spreadsheet pulled up, so I will zoom in so you can all see this. And I will click share, copy this and put it in the chat so you can verify this is cool. So, there you go. So Amend, are you here?
Here.
Thank you. Academic Support Club. ASC. ASC is not here. Alpha Gamma Sigma.
Here.
Thank you. Armenian Students Association. Armenian Students Association. Caduceus Club.
Here.
HARP.
Here.
Catholic Student Fellowship.
Here.
Chinese Students and Scholars Association. CSSA. Christians on Campus at PCC.
Here.
Circle K International. Circle K International.
Here.
Oh, okay, thank you. Club Italia.
Here.
College Leap.
Here.
Dana Club. Dana Club, are you here? Diakonos.
Here.
First. First, are you here? French Club. French Club, are you here? Green Lancer Sustainability.
Here.
Haunting Hour. Haunting Hour, are you here? International Christian Fellowship.
Here.
InterVarsity Christian Fellowship.
Here.
Japanese Social Club. JSC. Lancer Motorsports.
Here.
Thank you. Lancer Parents United.
Here.
Okay, thank you. I'm just going to put a mark on this because I know you were decharted last meeting. Map Success Club. Map Success Club, are you here? Omicron Mu Delta OMD.
Here.
PCC Corporate Finance.
Here.
PCC Debating Society.
Here.
I'm going to mark on this too. PCC Esports Club.
Here.
Thank you. PCC Economics Club. Is PCC Economics Club here? PCC Global Club.
Here.
PCC Pre-Law Club.
Here.
PCC Tech Ventures. Is PCC Tech Ventures here?
Here.
Okay. PCC Chuching.
Here.
Philosophy Club. Is Philosophy Club here? Pi Club, are you here?
Here.
Thank you. Pineapple Hospitality.
Here.
Psychology Club.
Here.
Puente Club. Puente Club, are you here? Queer Alliance.
Here.
Registered Nursing Club.
Here.
SACNUS.
Here.
She Codes.
Here.
SHIP. SHIP. Simba.
Here.
SWE.
Here.
And Ujima. Is Ujima here? No. Okay. Let me go ahead and highlight this as well.
Some folks came in late, so if you came
Okay.
in late and didn't get your name called,
Yeah, let me sort this sheet super quick and let me see. Yeah, we do have quorum. Mass Success Club, I think I saw just joined, if I'm not mistaken.
Core just came in.
Or just
Yes, Math Success Club.
Okay, Math Success Club is here, and I think Core is here for first.
Yeah.
So first, are you here? I think you maybe just have joined the call. Or are you still muted?
They may just chopped in. Jasmine, are you here for first? I don't know. Is anyone else here? You didn't get called?
I see Splitter Minds is in the chat. Just because we decharted them, so they were not on a roll today. But we will get to you. I know you. I saw you come in, so we will get to rechartering you during action items. But last call is anybody that's here that didn't have their name called or got marked late or are not sure and want to check. Okay, I'll go ahead and move forward. And stick around, let me know so I don't mark you absent for this meeting if you believe you're absent. Okay, so next we're gonna go ahead and move to approve the agenda. So this is what it looks like. Carrie has informed me that there is a minor hiccup here with the action items. The description is wrong, but the item is correct. So for item 6, I believe, yeah, 6A, club dechartering, it should say that ICC, it is recommended that they decharter clubs, and for action item 6B, it should say it is recommended that ICC charter clubs. So if I can entertain a motion to approve the agenda of November 6th with the noted changes, if I can have a first for that, please.
Amends first.
Okay. And can I have a second?
Student fellowship seconds.
Okay, Catholic student. Right, and then just to move things along here, Carrie, is it okay if I do a vote by voice?
Yes.
Okay, so with that said, if you can go ahead and for all of those in favor, please
Aye.
say aye.
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 And any opposed to adopting the agenda? Any abstentions? All right, thank you. Motion passes unanimously. Next, we're going to go ahead and move to approval of minutes. So this was quite a while back, October 23rd. Last week we did have a meeting, but there was no business conducted because there were not enough people, but that's okay because it wasn't required for attendance. But this is the meeting from before last week. So going over it super quick, we moved to decharter some clubs, charter some new clubs, and discuss some funding stuff. So if I can now entertain a motion to adopt the minutes from Friday, October 23rd's meeting, if I can have a first on that.
Watch Leap first.
Okay. Have a second, please.
RN Club second.
RN Club seconds. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move things along again. And we're just gonna do a vote by voice. So all in favor, unmute yourselves and say aye, please.
Aye.
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 Okay, thank you for that. Any opposed? And any abstentions? Okay, thank you for that. So this motion passes unanimously. Okay, so we got our housekeeping out of the way here, and we're going to go ahead and move on to executive board reports. So just want to go ahead and recognize that we are conducting this meeting on a native land of the Hahamanga tribe and to honor those that came before us. Want to go ahead and remind you all that there will be a funding committee meeting later today at 4:45 if it's not canceled. I haven't checked Lancer Live for any new packets, but for those of you who are here and part of the funding committee, that meeting is still on until I email you and let you all know otherwise. It's not on the slide here, but I want to address, maybe some current events that are happening this week. I know a lot of us might be feeling anxiety or feeling stress because of the results of obviously the election, but I'm proud of you all for hanging in there and, getting through this and focusing on your priorities, even though there are a lot of things going on in the world right now. So I appreciate you all, especially just being here today, and with so many people in the call. I'm really glad that you are all pushing through this and are here. I believe we have an AS member in the call, VP of External Affairs, that wants to make a statement. So Kelly, I will allow you to unmute yourself and at this time make a comment.
Yes, hello everyone. Thank you so much, Chris. And hello, my name is Kelly. I am the Vice President of External Affairs at Associate Students. I'm coming here today to kind of ask you guys if you would like to participate in a survey. This is for a group, like a school project that kind of analyzes the 16 personalities. If you guys know like the Myers-Briggs personality test, if you've taken it before, it kind of assesses, like what kind of personality traits are you. We're trying to make a connection to see if possibly your personality traits has any connection to your political party or what kind of political affiliation you are. And I think it'd be super interesting to see what our PCC students have to say. And I think it'd be really amazing if you could participate. I will go ahead and put the link in the chat. And I'll leave it up to you guys. It's due by Monday, so preferably by Monday. It would be really amazing if you guys could, submit it. It shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. You don't have to leave your name if you don't want your political preference to be, put out there. But this information won't be used for anything other than for the study. And yeah, and I'm not sure, Carrie, if I can, but I would like to kind of offer to you guys all these people in the ICC meeting. Just put for the professor, say that you're from the ICC meeting. And if I can, I would like to pick from one of you guys to give like a $10 gift card to as well. Just to kind of appreciate, your effort and for contributing your time. So that's all I have to say, but thank you, Chris.
Kelly, where's this money for the gift card coming from?
Coming from me.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's coming from me.
Okay, so thank you, Kelly. If you are interested, please visit her link in the chat. Kelly, we could also drop your email. I think if people want to maybe speak to you personally, they can go ahead and do that. But yeah, thank you. I don't believe there are other AS members in the call here, so I'll go ahead and move forward to advisor comments. So Carrie, I'll let you take over here.
Thank you. And thank you, Chris, for making this slide for me. So a couple things I wanted to clarify for you. I have created a new advisor training, and that's the one that was advertised in September that a lot of your advisors went to. And then this is the same one that I'm advertising now. Who has to go to that? All your advisors have to go to that. If they haven't gone to the one in September, they haven't gone to the one that was held in October, they need to go to the ones that were held that are going to be scheduled for November. Why? Because this is all about finance. We have new finance rules. I know a lot of your advisors were just trained the following, like maybe 6 months ago, but we didn't have the new finance rules. I think a lot of folks were trained in the fall, but we have new rules now for this year, and that's all about the money. So please make sure that your advisors go if your advisor has not gone. And this is also good because there's a bunch of new advisors out there that do not understand any of the rules or what's going on. So we're going to start, I've got all these lists and we're going to start calling them through and looking through them. And then come the spring, you're not going to be allowed to re-register if your advisor has not gone through a training. Don't panic and don't tell your advisor that, make sure you talk to your advisor, because I'm getting some phone calls. They're like, my students say I have to go, but I already went. And I'm like, yes, if you've gone to a training this fall, you do not have to go again. But if your advisor has not gone through training by November, come the spring, when we start looking at clubs and activities, you will not be allowed to do any activities because your advisor did not get trained. So make sure that you do that, okay? Do you have any questions about that?
Yes, hi Carrie. So the advisor just has to attend one meeting out of this whole fall semester?
Yes, if they were trained in, so I've offered meetings, I've offered six trainings, September, October, November. So they need to go to one of those. Now they've only got 2 left.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, couple other things.
Hey.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I put it in the chat. I apologize. So we have 3 advisors. One we just found out might possibly be out on medical leave, and one that is in conferences for the next 4 weeks, and one that has signed up for the Tuesday training. So when you say all advisors, do you mean all of our club
Oh.
advisors
I
or?
prefer to have all of your club advisors, but then this is also the responsibility of you and your club. If someone has this knowledge, they need to share it, right? So if you can send one advisor and you'll be fine, but that
Okay.
advisor better be willing to share this information. What this
Okay.
does is, I'm going to tell you, is that we do these trainings because I will get asked the same question 15 times from 15 different clubs
Understood.
because you all didn't go to training. So please make sure that you get that. Splintered Mind, yes, it has been emailed out to all of your advisors. It has also been emailed out every week through Chris's weekly newsletter. So if you're not signed up for his newsletter, then you need to make sure you get on that. And then also, like I said, it was sent out to all the advisors. I don't know if your advisor made it, because I don't believe you've made a Lancer Life page yet. So that's the other thing, is you need to get online and make a Lancer Life page. So please make sure you either contact Chris or myself to help you walk yourself through that. So please make sure, again, there's 45 of you here in this meeting. And there's actually more than that, because we're missing 5 or 6 clubs, right? Chris and I cannot go to each and every one of you individually and make sure that you are there, okay? You need to make sure, and that you know what's going on. You have to take some responsibility. You need to you need to be on his email list, because he sends out weekly emails, and they're pretty good and they're pretty straight to the point. You don't have to read the whole thing. He's kind of bullet pointed it. You can kind of flip through it. But if you're not opening that email and you're not reading this, I really can't help you, because I can't go to each and every one of you and ask to make sure that your advisor was there. So please make sure that you do that, okay? The other thing, and again, because I keep saying, because even now I'm still fielding questions that were answered in this training. So I need you all to go to this, okay? Because there are times when I won't be able to take the time to answer all your questions. So again, there were 6 opportunities. You're now down to 2. Your advisor has to go to the November 16th or 17th if you haven't gone. And I think we're almost pretty good. We're almost up to 30 clubs, and I think we have 40 something, 46. So the rest of you need to make sure you sign up. So are we clear on that? And please don't make your advisor go if they went to the September or October training. They don't have to go again. Only if they didn't go this fall. Okay. The other thing too is that Chris, I don't know, are you talking about Black Panther?
Oh no, we haven't talked about it yet.
Okay. So just for everyone to know, that the Associate Students is offering this is Spirit Week. And as part of Spirit Week, they are doing a movie. And I put the link in the chat twice. That's a link to the Black Panther. So normally for Spirit Week, this would be homecoming. We would be doing a lot of activities on campus. We would host a movie. We would do all sorts of stuff, but because of how we are, we really can't. This week they held very successful drive-ups where they gave away a lot of fun things. On Wednesday, they gave away like a movie pack, a spirit pack with a shirt and a pom-pom and a bag of popcorn and some candy. So that way people could then go watch the Black Panther, which is now streaming live. I gave you the link there. Anyone with a PCC credential can log in there and you could stream the movie. The movie is now on until midnight tonight. If you start the movie at 11:58, it will stream all the way through. You just need to make sure you log on before midnight tonight and you can watch the movie. So it's open all day. We've kind of done that now as an option for folks to kind of, watch a film together. Normally we would be on campus. This is the way that we're probably going to be streaming a lot of films. If this works out well, if your club is interested in taking advantage of this opportunity to stream it live, we can have a conversation with that about how your club could do that. Also, when I start talking about movies, there's been a lot of conversation recently about you all streaming movies, and I've been seeing the Instagrams. You all are streaming movies over Discord, Zoom. Just remember, you all don't have, you need to make sure you have the rights to show it commercially. Now you may say, Carrie, I bought the film, I bought it at a Redbox or whatever, I rent it. Yes, when you buy a film or you rent a film, the intent is that it's going to be a home screening at your home, and that you're not advertising it on Instagram to the public. When you advertise it on Instagram to the public like that, that becomes a public showing, and we have to pay royalties. And it's like we're paying for someone's intellectual property. I know it seems like hey, there's only going to be 5 or 6 of us, but the thing is, it really is like you're stealing. And we are in a film town. Burbank is just up the road there, and that's where a lot of the studios are. And we don't want to get hit with a cease and desist order, nor do we want to get hit with, hey, guess what? You violated copyright law, and here's a $5,000 lawsuit, right? Because your club will be liable for that. So please don't think you can just pick up any movie and show it and screen it. You have to go through a process and you have to pay for it. So if you're interested in showing a movie, talk to me and we can figure out how we can do that. Associate Students is always interested in helping sponsor some movies. So if your club is interested in co-sponsoring a movie, then let's talk about it, because then we could show it. There are also a lot of documentaries that can be shown for free. We just have to ask the documentary maker, would you give us permission? And a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, they're more than happy to do it because they want their work shown. But let's go about showing these movies the correct way, because again, it's only fair. Folks worked hard to create those pieces of that we're enjoying and the movies that we're enjoying. Let's make sure we're paying them and compensating them appropriately, because that's what's fair and that's what's right. So please just don't show a movie. If you want to show a movie to your family and friends over Zoom and you bought that film, then that's fine, because you bought that film. But like I said, the minute you put it out there as an IG post, and that's where I've been finding most of these, and I don't do a lot of IG scrolling. So if I find it, that means it's kind of out there. You really should not be doing that. Does anyone have any questions about showing movies? All right, thank you all. I want to echo what Chris has been saying. You know, it's really a hard time right now. We're all a little stressed. I think the only thing I can recommend that you do is you stop looking at the news, because we're not going to know an answer on how this is going to go for a couple more days. Take the weekend off. We're coming up towards a holiday, midterms. Please make sure you concentrate on what you need to do, catch up on all your classes, and just kind of focus on that, and we'll find something out pretty soon. But probably not today, so just take it easy. All right, thank you all very much.
Okay, thank you, Carrie. So we'll go ahead and then move forward to any public comment on non-agenda items. Let me check our YouTube stream real quick. I do not see anything there. I know there is a lag though. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move forward. Next is any ICC announcements. If anybody wants to go ahead and speak up about any upcoming events or activities they're doing. I know you were all super great about this at the previous meeting, so please go ahead and unmute yourself and present yourself if there's anything you want to talk about. Anybody with any upcoming?
Hi, this is Melody from Catholic Student Fellowship, and I'd like to say we had a great meeting last Thursday. We talked about Halloween and Day of the Dead and how it all coincides with, God and the Catholic religion and the faith. And I'd say that it was a really great meeting, and our next meeting is going to be on November 12th, Thursday, November 12th at 12:05 p.m., where we're going to be doing a fun activity. We haven't decided yet. We're going to be sending out another poll through email to members of the club so that they can choose. And the poll will also be on our Instagram page, linked there, so that anyone who wants to come can vote for which activity they want to participate in for the next meeting. And we're hoping to see people there. Whoever wants to pop in can pop in. We're open to everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Catholic students. Are there any other clubs that want to go ahead and talk about upcoming events?
Hi, my name is, I don't know if you can hear me, sorry. My name is Julia. I'm representing the Debating Society, and we had our first meeting last week on Friday, and it was very good. The members, everyone got a chance to talk a little, and the members really enjoyed our coach, the professor that is helping us. So I think the club is doing well. And we have our next meeting on Wednesday, we will share our information on Instagram. So I'm gonna type the Instagram page for you guys, and I hope if anyone is interested, we can join us. Be very nice. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Debating Society. Any other clubs have things that are going on?
Hi everyone, this is Felicia from College Sleep. We are hosting an alumni webinar on November 30th. There would be PCC alumni speakers at UC Berkeley. They would share their insights and tips on transferring and adapting to university life. And I'll send out an email regarding this to you guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you, College Leap. Anybody else?
Chris?
Yes.
I was going to say thank you all for sharing, and I've seen a lot of really great posts about these events and activities on Instagram. If you could just take a moment and log into Lancer Life and put these things up as either news articles or events, because a lot of people do catch them there. So it's another way to capture your audience. And you can actually, when you create it as an event, you can then make sure you mail it out to all of your members who are on your roster. So another way just to get it out there is just go ahead and put it out on Lancer Life. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Carrie. And with that, I think maybe it's time to wrap this up. So if anybody has any last announcements, I'll allow that. Any one last announcement, but then anybody? Okay, so we'll move forward then. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch slides to action items. I believe we have dechartering as the item on the agenda, so I will honor that order and move to that slide. So these are the clubs that are unfortunately up for dechartering today because they have not been attending meetings. I'm gonna go ahead and do this like the last meeting where I went ahead and said, if you're here and you want to speak, you can go ahead and do that. But if you do not want to speak, I won't put you on the spot. But these are two clubs that are up for dechartering because of those absences, which is esports and Phi Theta Kappa. So with that said, are those two clubs here, and do you want to go ahead and maybe come forward as to maybe the reason why there have been absences? Or
Chris, can I place a hold on Phi Theta Kappa? We're negotiating stuff with them, so it's not their fault they haven't been here.
okay, that's
So,
not a problem. So
on.
that leaves esports club. If you want to go ahead and come forward and speak, I will allow that.
Yeah, that's not really the club's fault. That's my own fault because I had no idea about the newsletter and I didn't sign up for it. But I am here now, so I will be here at every other meeting now.
Okay, just to go ahead and keep this simple then, I will make a motion to dechar you, but yeah, just know that you are on thin ice and I don't want to see any more absences just because everyone is here and I want to keep it fair.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so that's understood. With that said, let's go ahead and switch over to club chartering on a more positive note. And I have these three clubs here who are up for rechartering. Third Wave, Lancer Parents United, those two clubs are clubs that, you know, were here in the spring, if you're familiar, but they were just kind of getting things together during the beginning of fall semester and just want to come back. So if those two clubs are here, I'll allow you to maybe come up and speak for, 15 or so seconds about what your club does. Are you here? Third Wave and Lancer Parents United?
Hi, this is Taylor from the Third Wave Feminist Club. So basically the purpose of our club is to provide a safe space for all women identifying individuals to speak about their experiences and provide a support system while offering a place to discuss intersectional feminism through open discussions. So that is why I am here today, to hopefully be rechartered as the Third Wave Feminist Club.
Okay, thank you so much. Is Lancer Parents United here to go ahead and speak on behalf of your club?
Hi, I'm Joanna for Lancer Parents United. And yeah, we're just a club to provide support for parenting students on campus, to help parenting students find resources and provide mentorship and peer guidance. And yeah, that's what we're here for.
Okay. Thank you so much. And with this last club here, Splintered Minds, they were dechartered at the last meeting, and I told them to come back to this meeting to be chartered. So Splintered Minds, if you want to go ahead and come forward as to appealing to ICC for your rechartering, even after the absences, you may go ahead and do so. If you are here. I think I saw them in a chat, but I don't know if, okay, they're here, but they don't have a mic. So we'll go ahead and if I can go ahead and have you all then recharter these 3 clubs, or if there's any discussion about who we should omit, I will allow that before I make a motion.
Can we have Splintered Mind type in, just because they're being chartered, right? Just type in really quickly what they do.
Sure, yeah, Splintered Minds. I know you don't have a mic, but if you can maybe enter into the chat and we can read it out verbally what your club does. And if you want to go ahead and explain your appeal for rechartering, you may to go ahead and do so too. Anybody there? No? Okay, so Splintered Minds is a club about mental health awareness. And I don't know if that's the closing of their statement or if they want to speak more about their club. But with that said, I'm not going to make a motion yet because this is the time for discussion. Are we all okay in agreement with rechartering all 3 of these clubs then with the statements that have been made, or does anybody have any comment? Okay, with that said then, just to keep it short and sweet, I'll go ahead and now entertain a motion to charter Third Wave Feminist Club, Lancer Parents United, and Splintered Minds for ICC Fall 2020. And we'll go ahead and move to a roll call vote on this just because I want to keep the vote accurate. So with that said, Amend, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you. Alpha Gamma Sigma, how do you vote?
Yes.
Caduceus Club? Caduceus?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
ARP?
Yes.
Catholic Student Fellowship?
Aye.
Christians on Campus?
Yes.
Circle K International?
Yes.
Club Italia?
Aye.
College Leap?
Yes.
Diakonos?
Yes.
Green Lancer Sustainability? Green Lancer?
Yes.
Yes, okay. International Christian Fellowship?
Yes.
InterVarsity Christian Fellowship?
Yes.
Lancer Motorsports?
Yes.
Lancer Parents United?
Yes.
Math Success Club? Math Success Club? I will go ahead and do a no vote and we will come back to you. Omicron Mu Delta? OMD?
Yes.
PCC Corporate Finance?
Yes.
PCT Debating Society?
Yes.
Esports Club?
Yes.
Global Club?
Yes.
Pre-Law Club?
Yes.
PCC Tech Ventures?
Yes.
PCC Chuching?
Yes.
Pi Club?
Yes.
Pineapple Hospitality Club?
Yes.
Psychology Club? Psychology
Yes.
Club? Okay. Queer Alliance?
Yes.
Registered Nursing Club?
Yes.
SACNUS?
Yes.
She Codes?
Yes.
Simba?
Yes.
And SWE?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for that. Math Success Club, are you here to take a vote? How do you vote if you're here? Okay, we'll just go ahead and leave that with a no vote so we can move forward with the meeting then. But it looks like based on the majority, this motion passes. So congratulations for all 3 of you. You are now chartered clubs. I will go ahead and kind of end cap this out with saying that if you haven't signed up for my mailing list, please do so. So you can make sure that you attend these meetings and that you're here and that you don't have too many absences. For the clubs that were rechartered after being dechartered, again, especially make sure you're here for the meetings because I don't want to see you dechartered again for not making them. But with that said, I'll go ahead and move forward to discussion items. I just have one general discussion item on the agenda today. If there's any questions at all about some of the processes that we have in place for ICC, I will open the floor up to that. It can be literally anything, any concerns or questions you have about funding, chartering, attendance, whatever. I'll go ahead and open the floor to ICC to ask those questions. And if it's something that's more personal and you may want to talk with me or Carrie one-on-one, you can stick around after the meeting. We can put you into breakout rooms. But I'm sure if you have a question that other people would have that same question. So are there any concerns about funding or the process or what you can and can't fund? I know that's kind of a big topic of the, yes.
I just want to remind you all that you have most of the clubs who are active. Again, remember, if you're active in the spring and active in the fall, you have $150 that you can spend on your club, and that goes away really December 4th. If you need to spend that. So if you haven't thought about spending it, please do spend it. And questions that have come up about what you can spend it on, I want you to think about what are some things that kind of can support your club. I know we like to say like we would buy t-shirts for our club, but you just have to be careful that you are able to get a shirt for everyone who wants one. So it becomes a little bit tricky because you can't, it's $150 and you can't just buy, 5 shirts when you've got 25 members, right? You need to make sure that everyone in your membership can get one. So that because of that tricky thing, I often say, why don't you buy supplies for your club? Why don't you buy materials for your club? Things that we normally don't let you spend money on, why don't you do that? I think folks have been asking for Zoom accounts, professional Zoom accounts, and our answer is no, because you should be working with your advisor to use their Zoom account because your advisors should be at your meetings. So I know some folks have said their advisors don't use Zoom. They do have a Zoom account. All they need to do is log in. Everyone was given one as all of our staff have them. So they just need to use them, right? It's I know they may not be using it for their club, for their classes, but it's pretty easy to schedule a meeting online. And you've all probably had a little bit more experience. You can walk them through it. But please make sure your advisor is scheduling your meetings because they can go for longer than an hour in the first place. And secondly, your advisor needs to be at all your meetings. So for those who'd say, hey, we want to get corporate's gone, the corporate account for Zoom, our answer is going to be no. But if you wanted to buy Canva, a year subscription to Canva to create IG posts to put out for your events, you can do something like that. You can also look at, we're talking about Dana Club buying supplies. You can look at buying, if you want to buy a documentary, if you buy a documentary, this is the thing. If you buy a documentary and you let them know that you're going to use it for your club and to show it, generally you buy the public showing rights. So if you have a documentary, you can buy it directly from them and let them know you want to show this publicly. How much would that be? So you can do that. But
Carrie?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question regarding the shirts because would we be able to do shirts for the board members? Because that's what my club was planning to do.
No, you have to buy one for you have to make sure that everyone who wants one can have one. So if you,
okay.
I don't expect you to have 28,000 because we have 28,000 students, but if you know that you've got 35 members, you should have on hand at least 35 shirts. So anyone who asks for one can have one.
Okay.
But you're with Caduceus, right?
Yeah. So we were considering if we were because we weren't planning to use the money at all. Mm-hmm. But when you mentioned that we should probably use it, we are planning on looking into buying board member shirts for all of the board members who wanted a shirt. But we have to make sure that every club member can have a shirt as well. Okay.
Yeah. So maybe you think about buying supplies. Maybe you think about buying blood pressure cuffs and stethoscopes so you could practice.
Right.
What are things that you need?
Right. Okay. Thank you. I'll talk to the president of our club about that.
Yeah, and I know this has been kind of a hot topic as of recent because we have, said that you do have this $150 and it is going to run out. A lot of clubs have approached me about what they can and can't buy. Carrie, I know the auditors are, and to all of you in ICC, I know the auditors are very specific about not giving things away or having a gift of public funds. So if there's any questions about, what you want, please contact me or Carrie, and we can go ahead and figure out if that is an okay thing for you to buy or not. But if there are any of you who are kind of on the fence or have any questions about what you're thinking of buying for your club, utilizing this $150, now's the time to go ahead and ask, because I know a lot of people have been booking office hours with me or either emailing me about that question. So
this is Catholic Student Fellowship Club, and I might have asked this question before, I just don't remember, and things were changing. So we're going to do the t-shirts, and I'm just waiting to see which would be the best place to have it done in terms of price. But the shipping for the shirts, does that also come out of the $150?
I'm not, yeah, I mean, I, unless you're gonna pay for that out of your own pocket. I mean, we'll pay up to $150 for whatever the cost is. And if it's over that, then that comes out of your own pocket, your club's fee.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to know, but it's okay to do it even if it's over the 150, as long as we can cover it ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, that's part one. The second part is, for us, a rosary is a tool, if you will. So, because when you pray the rosary, it's better to have one in your hands because not everybody can memorize. And so I'm asking if that would be appropriate to purchase with the $150.
As long as your club advisor agrees to hold on to the rosaries and you can check them out to club members, but they cannot be given to them. They need to be property of the club. And I think in the day and age of Corona, I would also ask that you look into something that can be easily cleaned.
Okay.
And disinfected.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. I will go ahead and maybe, say it all to you because I've been repeating myself in either emails or office hours to a couple of people. This $150 is a little bit more flexible in terms of what you can spend your money on. But past that $150, you can also ask for regular ICC funding. But with this regular ICC funding, there are a couple more restrictions on that. And I'll go ahead and share my screen and show you what those are. It's pretty much the funding criteria. So I believe you all are familiar with that. It looks something like this. So this is attached to that regular ICC funding. Stimulus funding does not have the same these same criteria attached to it, which is why I'm saying it's more flexible. So make sure you read this if you're applying for regular funding, or if your funding goes past $150 and you need to spend more for whatever you want to buy. So hopefully that is clear. Are there any kind of questions or concerns about what this is, or if people want to go over it? So yeah, pretty much the criteria is, you can't buy things that's used to fundraise your club. You can't do gift cards or prizes, no scholarships, no club apparel. All equipment will be owned by AS. So a copy of this is put on the form when you turn in your funding request on Lancer Life. So if you ever need a reference, you can go to Lancer Life and check it. But are there any questions with funding or outside of funding or anything like that?
Yes, the funding committee meeting is today at 4:45 or?
Yeah, it's at 4:45, and this is kind of maybe an opportunity to maybe express a little bit of a concern that I've been having with this meeting. It's not that the committee members are doing a bad job or anything, but the meetings so far, the past two meetings have been canceled because there haven't been any funding requests. So I want to, express to you all that you have this opportunity to ask for funding and ask for money. So please use the power that has been given to you, because I don't want to keep having to cancel these meetings because there are no funding requests. I don't want all of these instructions, if it's overwhelming or communication be overwhelming to the point where you don't want to ask for funding. So please reach out to me or Carrie if you have any questions about it. I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to have to keep canceling these meetings because there are no funding requests. I want to see you all ask for things. You know, it doesn't hurt to ask. So.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so on that note, I'll ask, because I've been trying to view the meetings and I just can never seem to catch them. I thought they were going to be on YouTube, but they don't go on YouTube until after they're over. So if you could just let us know where we go to.
Yeah, so the way that I recommend you all can look at the meetings is on Lancer Life. And if it loads here, maybe I can show you. But it is on Lancer Life and it's part of the, oh, I have to sign in. Give me a second here. But I'm gonna go ahead and say when I'm signing in here, it's on the front page because I always post these meetings as an event and as a news item for our organization and associated students. And it's a link that is embedded within those posts that you can use to go ahead and visit and look at those meetings. So let me see here if I'm able to sign it. If not, there's another way for you all to get to this information. So
Yeah, if you sign into Lancer Life, lancerlife.pasadena.edu, you're going to see forms. Click on forms, and you're going to see ICC funding fall 2020. That's the form you fill out.
okay, so it loaded here. Apologies for some of the technical delays, but if you go here and you log in, you can see my profile picture and you scroll down, you can go ahead and see that there's a funding committee meeting here under events. It's also under news, but I know a lot of clubs post things like French Club, for example, here, so it might be buried, but it will be here under events, for example. And what you can do is you can see this join event online tab or link. We're not live right now, obviously, because it's scheduled for later, but that's how you can get to the YouTube and view it as it is streaming out. So Lancer Life is the place to go ahead and look for those. I know I've been telling you all, come to the meetings as a member of the public so you can look at the committee and you will be able to walk out with a funding amount that you can use. So that is the way that you can go ahead and be there at the meeting. And I'll be monitoring the comments on YouTube for any public comments that might come up. So if you have any questions or anything, or if you want to maybe clarify something, you can go ahead and type it in the chat and I can go ahead and read it out during the meeting. So that's the way to get there. Since I have this open, I'll go ahead and click on the news item here too. So if it doesn't show up under events, it will show up under news, and it will be here embedded, and you can play it from the page right here.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you for that. And I had another part to my question. I'm sorry. Since we're on a deadline for spending it so we don't lose it, the stimulus funding, when you say request, like for example, yeah, sure, I want to request the money, the full amount, because we need to get the t-shirts and the rosaries, but I don't have any receipts to show you that they've been ordered because they haven't. So is it a mandatory thing to have like an invoice or a receipt in order to request this stimulus funding?
Yes, the last day to, Chris, I'll take this. The last day to spend that will allow you to spend your money is December 4th. So whatever invoice you get has to be dated December 4th. You can submit the paperwork and we can work on getting you paid, but understand that we need to have that paperwork done. So you need to start asking your vendors to send you invoices on that. Also, though, understand that anything that comes into us after December 4th, because with COVID and because of the holiday, and folks aren't on campus. So it's going to take a while to process this, and then folks start taking vacation in December. So, you know, the earlier you get this to us, the sooner we can get you all paid and your vendors paid. So if you give it to us on December 4th, you're not going to get a check the next day, the next week. We're gonna really work to try and get a check before we close before the end of the year. But if everyone's on vacation and there's only one person working and processing all this, the check may not go out until January.
Got it. Thank you.
Last minute.
Okay, thank you, Catholic students, for all of your questions. I'm sure I clarified things for people, but is there anybody else that has a concern about funding or anything in general, or where they can find information? I want to use this meeting to show you all.
Sorry, I had a question. I'm really sorry, but I arrived at 12:10. But I forgot to say that I'm here in the chat. Does it mean I'm still late? Like, because I put it in chat, I'm late a little bit later.
I will go ahead and, well, it's hard for me to mark you here because we already did some voting, and I can't exactly put you down as voting if you didn't say anything. So unfortunately, I think this time I'll mark you late, but I don't think your club off the top of my head has too many absences. So just next time, yeah.
Oh, okay, because I saw you mark the other club tardy and me late. But okay,
Just
thank
mark
you.
them tardy.
Okay. Yeah, I already did in the
and you all need to know that it's important that you let us know when you come in. You know, earlier we were asking a couple times. I think around 10 minutes we were still asking who's here. So please make sure that you do speak up earlier.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for understanding.
Hello, Chris, Carrie. I have a question about the ARF.
Mm-hmm.
This may have been asked before, but just in case. Well, our club only has one advisor, and at the very last part, prior to submitting the ARF, we were asked to write down at least one reviewer. But then when we put our advisor's PCC email, it seems like it still asks for more, and we don't know who else to put for that role.
You don't have to. It will always ask you for more in case you want to add more. You just need to add who you need to add. So for that case, we need to make sure that the president or treasurer, one officer, and the advisors on that list.
Oh, I see. So it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, they'll just keep asking you for more. Don't worry about it. It's how the program's written.
So a go.pasadena is okay?
A go.pasadena is okay for the president, but I need to know that the advisor has a pasadena.edu.
He does.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can put that in there. But if you're the president and you're submitting this form, it won't let you put your own information on there. It's weird. So you have to put down the treasurer.
I see. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Yes, go ahead.
I have a quick question about ARFs as well. I know that we've talked about this in the past, but do we need to submit a ARF for our weekly club meetings that are on Zoom?
You want me to answer that, Chris? You can answer it.
So in terms of meeting requests, it's an abbreviated ARF. You can think of it like that. It's this club meeting request form here on Lancer Life, and then you only need to fill this out once for all the meetings you're going to have in the semester. So that's where you need to go to fill out if you're going to tell us that you're having a meeting.
Okay, perfect. So we just need to fill it out once and then we're good.
Yep, like if it's a recurring thing, like we're going to have a meeting every Wednesday from 12 to 1, you just fill it out once and tell us the concurrent, times and dates, and this should be fine.
Okay, thank you.
On your advisor's side of things, I would also recommend that they create a recurring Zoom meeting or have a static link somewhere so that you can post this on Lancer Life, or you can share it out and people can just visit that same link every week and it will be consistent. They don't have to keep finding the link to join.
Thank you.
And I have a question as well.
Yep.
Is there a restriction on apparel, like for a member? Do they have to be active or attend certain amount of meetings to get apparel, or is it fine if we just give out apparels?
So the way the Gift of Public Fund, the law is written, it says that anyone within the entity has to be, you have to give you can't just give one thing to one person within the entity. You have to be able to give it to everyone in the entity. So that means anyone in your club. So the expectation is if you've got 45 people signed up as club members, you better purchase at least 45 shirts, and anyone can ask for one. If they don't ask for one, that's fine, then you've got an extra shirt. But you can't just say, we're going to give it only to the board members, or we're giving this only to the people who complete X number of service hours. It has to be open to everyone in the club, and you should have enough to give to everyone who is currently at that moment in your club. If you do, you do a drive and all of a sudden you get 15 people who come in after the order, well, we can't help that. You did the best.
Yeah, so this was something that I iterated to a club that came to my office hours yesterday, but I'm not gonna, say the name or anything. I don't want to single them out, but they were like, we're gonna have a meeting, and whoever wins first, second, third in a game or whatever, we're going to give certificates to them. That's not allowed. But what I did tell them is, like, if you want to go ahead and buy, like, other clubs did, like shirts, and you want to give them out to every member of your club, that is allowed, because that's a fair way of distributing all the items to your club. The way I want to go ahead and maybe give an analogy, and know maybe it might be hard for you, those of you who are new to campus or haven't been to an AS event in a while in person, is that when AS does an event, like if we did Club Rush in the quad and we're handing out snacks or snow cones or whatever, and we ran out of ice or we ran out of snacks, what's gone is gone. But any student who wanted to come to campus and get a free item had the ability and the accessibility to do so. So we were, we were opening it all to anybody, and there wasn't any restriction in terms of if you had to win first, second place, or if you had to qualify by doing something. Everyone had an equal opportunity as a member of the public to come and get those items. So I want to go ahead and kind of maybe use that as an analogy to how you might think of spending your stimulus funding. It has to be accessible to clubs and everybody. I don't care if you want to put a finer point on that.
Yeah, the only other thing I can tell you is if you have money in your trust and agency account, your trust and agency account is your own account that you've put money in. You can use, like, people have been asking, we have donors who donated money to us, and like, that's great. Put it in your trust and agency account. You can use that for whatever you want. If you want to buy prizes or gift cards out of that funds, then that's okay. It's only the funding that comes to you from the college, because the college is public funds. Anything that you have in your trust and agency account that you have earned, that's private funds, you can do whatever you want with that. So if you want to buy gift cards, you want to buy raffle, anything you want to buy, prizes coming out of your trust and agency account, that's fine.
I've got a question about that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to run that by you at all if we're spending money from that account, or is it just?
It will come through me, because I have to sign off on it. Any money that goes in there is still required to be, it's not a pass-through account, so you can't just put money in there and then spend it on something else. What it is that you need to still use it for the purpose of your club. It still has to have your advisor's signature, and it still has to have approval of the club.
Cool,
but
thanks.
The purpose, you can use it for whatever you want.
Yeah, so you don't necessarily bypass the signatures or anything, but what you do bypass is the criteria that I showed you, and any restrictions that we might have on gifting or anything like that. So that's what you bypass if you're using stuff from your trust and agency account. I also want to go ahead and say that if you are fundraising, the money that you earn through fundraising has to go into that trust and agency account. And so, if people donate money, it goes into that account, but also if you fundraise, money goes into that account as well. Are there any other questions here? I know we have just come past 1 p.m. and I don't want to, keep you all for too long if there's no more questions, but if there's a last question here, I will allow that. No? Okay, no worries. I'll go ahead and then move on to, if there's any questions about funding, I copied the slides from the last meeting so I can open up the flow chart. Here it is again, for those of you who maybe need to take a quick look. This has been sent to your emails earlier this week, so click the link through if you need a copy of it. Future meeting dates and times, whoops, it's not November 6th, but there will be a future meeting date on November 20th. So we are skipping next week, but we will have a meeting on the 20th, right before the Thanksgiving holiday. So make sure you come to that. In terms of items I want to maybe discuss, I will want to go ahead and discuss the future of ICC moving into the spring. So I will add an item on that, talking about Club Rush and funding for spring and just, how we're going to operate, seeing that we're going to be remote. So please come here to give feedback on that, because I really, really appreciate what you all have to say, and I take those into account. And I'll go ahead and see you all then. But I will go ahead and then move now to adjourn this meeting at 1:03 p.m. Do I have
First from first.
first from first?
Simba second.
Simba seconds, thank you. And we're just going to do a vote by voice to get you all out of here on your Friday. So all those in favor, unmute yourselves and say aye, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you. Any opposed? And any abstentions? Okay, great, motion passes. Thank you so much. We have adjourned this meeting unanimously. So for those of you who still have personal questions, stick around. I'm gonna wait for a YouTube stream to catch up, and I will close out that stream so we are not off air yet. But yeah, thank you for coming. I'll see you all in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Do we have anyone here that needs to ask a question from me? Because otherwise I've got to bounce to another 1 o'clock.
Hi, this is Taylor from the Third Wave Feminist